Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Don't want to waste any of your time, so let's just get to what's going on in the tropics. Now, watching this spot here in the Caribbean, the good news is I'm not seeing development. Here's Debbie up here. We'll get into the eastern Pacific. Some bigger tropical waves here, and this is the area to watch in particular. Coming off the coast of Africa, that's the spot I do believe has the highest chance of developing. Right there, it's starting to emerge. Conditions are going to be conducive down the road for some development. I don't mean this in a scary way. This is normal this time of year to be tracking several things out there. We're getting deeper into August, but I do expect this spot to develop a bit. So here we are, Dominica, Barbados, St. Lucia, Trinidad. Here's Puerto Rico. Now, watching these, I'm not going to lose sight. There's one tropical wave right here. There's some other areas of rain, right? Not losing sight of this, just not seeing development in the short term out of this. Watching some disturbed areas here, but we're going to see a surge of moisture, an area of rain and storms coming off the coast of Africa over the next day or two, and just kind of combining with this area here. Somewhere in here, we're going to see this impulse kind of work its way toward the west and toward the Caribbean. And that's when I think we could start to see some signs of development when it gets a little bit closer to the Caribbean. Now, we get a look at this map. This is next week, really by the middle of next week. So we're talking a week from now. So there'll be some changes, but eventually this tropical wave will be getting closer to the Caribbean. And then it will start to work its way, say, in the general direction of the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, kind of curling around this area of high pressure. And in this area here, we could start to get some gradual development. Now, there's an arrow here pointed at Puerto Rico, and I don't do this channel to scare anyone or anything like that, just to get the facts out. I don't see, in Puerto Rico, I don't see anything bubbling up huge nearby, right? I don't see anything kind of coming at us, but I do see as this tropical wave gets closer to Puerto Rico, that's when we could get a much better chance of rain and then eventually start to get some development. So let me show you that here. So here's Debbie, and I'll get into the Atlantic region of Canada in a moment. Here's this tropical wave that we've been watching down through the Caribbean. Fortunately, not seeing signs of development, but for us in Jamaica, the rain chance is going to bump up. Same thing, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Belize. And then we have all this stuff out here, right? Here's the coast of Africa. The green on the map, that would be rain. High pressure in control right now. That's a blocker that keeps everything moving to the west. But watch how this is going to change as we go over the next several days. So taking you out in time here, just kind of jumping ahead. I'll slow things down in a moment, but let me bring you into the weekend. So this here is by the time we get into Saturday. Now, on Saturday, we still have that area of high pressure right here. We're watching Debbie up here, the Atlantic region of Canada. It's going to bring some rain even back toward Quebec. But you see here, here's that area of high pressure. Winds around it are clockwise. So that's kind of helping to draw Debbie up into this direction. And then we get another little surge of moisture here. That's that tropical wave that's a little closer. Not seeing development out of that. And then watching a couple spots over here, watching a few spots out there in the Atlantic. All these tropical waves we need to pay attention to, and that's what I'll do behind the scenes. You let me worry. You don't worry about a thing. I'll let you know if we need to do anything down the road. But this here is by Monday. So as we work our way into next week, and you can see a couple things here. As I mentioned, the green is the rain, and you can see that surge right here. There's that moisture building near the eastern Caribbean. So we're looking on Monday into Tuesday. We're going to see that higher chance of rain. And note this, that blocker right there, right? That's moved off. You see this? That area of high pressure has moved that way, allowing fronts to move here. And that's why I think this area here, instead of shooting directly west right through the Caribbean, it'll kind of take a little more of an angle back near Puerto Rico and then maybe back toward the Bahamas. But the European model is showing that this area will develop. But this is about a week from now. This is next Thursday. So this is a week from, what are we on, Wednesday? So this is a week now from tomorrow. So this is way out in time. But you can see here, the European model does have about a week from now a tropical storm developing, potentially a hurricane developing. And that's why I mentioned we do need to watch this area. It may curl up a little bit more. It's a wait and see. But you see that area of high pressure, it's really moved off. So whatever tries to develop may take a little bit more of a curl back to the north. But point being, the main thing on this map I'm seeing is that potential now of some development as we work our way deeper into next week. And you see it here. That was the European model. This is the American model. There's some of the rain in parts of the Bahamas with Debbie just kind of spinning there. Debbie trying to gradually strengthen. We have this action out here in the Eastern Pacific. Those two storms that are going to kind of dance around each other. Touch on that in a moment. But let's go out in time here. So there's the clock bringing it out into the weekend. Let's just jump into next week. So this here is by Monday, similar to the European model, right? So we have that front here, which means high pressure has moved off, and look at that rain increasing right here. So we are at the least going to get a much higher chance of rain, more likely Tuesday. You see here on Monday, most of it's still just to the east of us. Another tropical wave right through here, but more likely Tuesday. You see right here, Tuesday, there's that increased chance of rain building, front up to the north. This is the spot to watch. But what I'm seeing here on Tuesday, still nothing developed. But once we work our way into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, look at that surge of moisture. Now, if this holds at the minimum, we would see a higher chance of rain Haiti, the Dominican Republic, over toward Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. So that could be an issue in itself. You know, we don't need a named system to have big problems with those tropical downpours, but this is the spot that then could eventually develop. Does it kind of move a little bit more west-northwest? Does it kind of curl, get caught up into this front? This front will be key. Will this front kind of catch it and draw it to the north, or will it kind of miss it and move by, then allow this to kind of influence, or at least to impact more land? But this is the main area that I'm watching behind the scenes for you. Now, I mentioned Debbie kind of trying to lift to the north. I was showing you that. You're seeing that on your screen over toward the Carolinas, still dumping a lot of rain. Surge of moisture building here. This is by Friday. Debbie getting tied into a front. It will lose its tropical characteristics, but act like a soaking tropical depression. And then on Saturday, a better chance of rain. Newfoundland back toward, say, New Brunswick. We'll see a higher chance of rain. This is kind of the leftovers, if you will, of Debbie, but that is going to bring some flooding right across this region. Then on Sunday, kind of gets mixed out of the equation, but that moisture is going to get pulled to the north. You see it here. This off the coast of, here's Georgia, here's South Carolina, North Carolina. It is a strengthening tropical storm. Winds at about 45 to 50. It could get a little bit stronger than moving on shore. Then it will lose its tropical characteristics, but it's soaking rain. And just what I was showing you, you see how that rain kind of feeds in as we get into that upcoming weekend. Now, these two storms are going to dance around each other. Fabio and Amelia, I showed you this in yesterday's video. They do kind of this weird little dance around each other. It's called the Fujiwara effect. And then the bigger storm will eventually absorb the smaller storm. It looks like Amelia will win out. The stronger storm keeps the name. They don't combine into a superstorm. Usually one storm just kind of takes over the environment, so the other storm kind of falls apart, or what's left of it gets absorbed, but it doesn't combine and kind of double into a more powerful system. But a very unique effect out here, and then the stronger entity will keep its name. There's Fabio and Amelia, so most likely Amelia will kind of swing over just on the north side as they rotate around and then kind of absorb Fabio, or maybe vice versa. Weird things happen, but either way, both staying away from land, staying away from Hawaii, and staying away from Mexico, over water, how we like them. Here's that tropical wave we've been watching all week, just kind of monitoring signs of development, not seeing that. Now, most of the rain, here's Jamaica, Cayman Islands, most of the rain is to the south, but as this passes by, it will increase our chance of scattered showers and storms. But Nicaragua, Honduras, over toward Costa Rica, even parts of Panama, heads up for the flood potential. So again, please get the word out about that. We're going to see that flood potential get higher. I'll break down those rain totals, but you see right there, there's the extra rain. This is a tropical wave moving in. And then here's Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, the Yucatan of Mexico, and we'll see that rain chance just building. This is by tomorrow. Jamaica, scattered showers and storms. This will be much like what we had in Trinidad and Tobago. Some of us may get some rain, some of us may not, but this area here will get some rain building up, and then you see by the time we get into Friday, some of the extra rain toward the Yucatan, back toward Mexico, but still dealing with the rain right in through here. And then I'll be watching what's going on out in the Atlantic as that area marches across. So the seas here kind of choppier in the Caribbean, of course, much higher here. Northern Bahamas to the north. Northern Bahamas, we have a better chance of rain with the feeder bands of Debbie. That's keeping things choppier. There are those seas staying elevated. This is meters, and that is feet on your screen. And then we have that kind of first tropical wave that will slide by. You see by the time this is Friday, and now this is Saturday, seas will increase here in northeastern Caribbean, but just to the north, more so on the Atlantic waters as we work our way into the weekend, and then we'll be watching that stronger tropical wave off toward the east. So northern Bahamas, you see the rain totals higher, millimeters and inches, both on your screen. It just depends on where some of those bands set up. Freeport, we may get some rain. New Providence, maybe nothing, or it could be vice versa, just seeing how those feeder bands set up as they rotate their way into Debbie. Cayman Islands and Jamaica, I mentioned more of the rain has been trending down to the south. Right, I was showing you that, but scattered showers and storms for us. Watching out for some hit or miss showers and storms. So do you see a lot of blue on the map or just nothing at all? If you get a shower in Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, 25 millimeters of rain tops. Maybe 5-10 millimeters of rain, up to an inch of rain, and that would be it. The rain chance is not super high. We're kind of in between tropical waves. Dominica through St. Vincent of the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados, same thing over toward Trinidad, and as we get toward northeastern Venezuela, a little bit higher of a chance, some higher totals. Suriname, the rain chance is picking up again, and Guyana, we could get some 3-day totals of 75 millimeters or 3 inches of some rain. But this is the big concern here, so thank you for passing along the word, especially eastern Honduras. Watching over toward San Andres, Providencia, some of our islands right in through here in the western Caribbean, but Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, some totals 150 millimeters of rain or 6 inches of rain over the next 3 days, which would mean not only flooding, but the landslide potential and dangerous river crossings. We get back toward much of Mexico, rain chance drops off, scattered showers and storms around Mexico City. So Jamaica, it's not a guarantee we get some rain. The rain has been trending more down to the south, but let me know, Falmouth, Montego Bay, what we get over the next couple days. I'll be checking the comments. Rain chance does bump up a little bit in the Cayman Islands. We're looking at a 30 to 40% chance over toward the Big Island and our smaller islands. Trinidad and Tobago, rain chance scattered about 30, 40, 50% chance, 20 to 30% chance in Barbados. It's not super high. In between tropical waves at this point for St. Lucia. We're in between stuff as we work our way toward Grenada. By Friday, we'll get an uptick in some of the rain. Isolated St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 20 to 30% chance in Martinique. We get back toward Dominica. You see on Friday, a little bit of a better chance, a 40% chance. Same thing as we get over toward Guadeloupe. That rain chance will bump up by late week. Not much the next couple days. Antigua and Barbuda, not much. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. Rain chance stays very small. Lots of sunshine, and on the hot side, Anguilla and St. Bart's the next 2 days, just a 10% chance of a passing shower. St. Martin, Saba, Statia, rain chance in Puerto Rico, some scattered storms by Friday, better chance of that, and picking up some in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands on Friday, 40 to 50% chance in the Bahamas, but that favors the northern Bahamas as I was showing you. Rain chance stays very small. Southern Bahamas back through the Turks and Caicos. Dominican Republic, it will build. Could see some isolated storms back toward Haiti the next few days, and on the hot side, rain chance stays small in Belize the next couple of days, but by Friday and Saturday, that's when we're going to have a better chance of rain over toward Ladyville and Hopkins. Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, we did have a few showers around the last few days across the ABC Islands. Not a ton, but we've had some, but the rain chance stays on the lower side. But monitoring that slightly higher chance across Guyana with some of those higher totals, and the rain chance does pick up some in Suriname as we work our way back toward Cuba, isolated showers and storms. But in this pocket here, watching the flooding, especially western Panama, right up toward Costa Rica, Nicaragua, eastern zones, flooding and mudslides. That could be a new thing as a combined words, will be a potential. Honduras, especially the eastern side, watching out for that higher chance of rain. About a 40 to 50% chance. Guatemala and El Salvador, 40 to 50% chance in Mexico City. So we'll get some scattered showers and storms. And we could get a few over toward the Yucatan, more of it down to the south the next couple days. 40% chance in northern Colombia, 40% chance over the next few days in northern Venezuela, and watching out for a couple showers possible as we work our way toward Bermuda. The seas are going to start to build some later this week. So a strong tropical wave near Africa, slow development will be possible. The rain chance either way is going to build, as I was showing you. Eastern Caribbean, then in particular the northeastern Caribbean as we get deeper into next week, and that area could very well become the next name on the list, which is Ernesto. So I'm watching that very carefully for you, monitoring everything around the clock. I will keep you posted. Thank you for being part of this weather community and spreading the word. I hope you have a good day ahead.